What's up, guys? So welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Gloria. You can call me anything that you want. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. Whoever has not subscribed, please take it upon yourself to subscribe. Hello, you don't want to miss out on this storytelling. So today, like you have read the title of the video, it is how I almost lost my life. Guys, this is serious. It is not a made up story. I know a lot of people in Uganda can testify to this. A lot of people in Uganda can testify to this, can know how what is happening and what happened and what is still happening over this time. So before we get into the video, please subscribe. I'm here with another video for the channel, and today I'm going to be more of a storyteller. So subscribe, turn on the notification bell such that you get notified every time I put a video, and please like, comment and share. So let's get into the video now. We've all been in quarantine, blah 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 blah, but around 2020 in June, when that's was it the first lockdown, when it was a bit lifted to borders now carrying people, you get me. So uh I live in Entebbe, and by that time, around, was it June, July? No, it was August actually. No, not August. Around June, July. June or July. So I stayed in Entebbe and I had a baby shower, and I was the organizer of that baby shower. And I mean, people were getting money and all that money was coming to me. So the baby shower was supposed to be in Ntinda. The venue was supposed to be in Ntinda, and I stay in Entebbe. However, I had to make sure that early morning I'm in Ntinda. So it was a Saturday, and I had just finished work. I had just came back from work. So I left work a little bit late, around 4. So what I did, I tried to pack up a few things such that I could go and actually spend a night in Ntinda to enable me to wake up early and handle the organizing bit of it. As fast as I could, because we had invited the people at around 1 p.m. We had invited people at around 1 p.m. So we had to make sure that the food was ready, the cake was ready. I had to get somebody to do the makeup to the mother to be. I had a lot to put together, but from around 7 to midday, because we're supposed to call people. We had invited people at 1 to be coming. So I decided that I would sleep in Ntinda. I decided that I would sleep in Ntinda. So I came back from work. I packed a few things that I would need that day, my clothes that I would need to change, a few things that I needed for that day, packed, and then left home to go to Ntinda at around, I think it was around 4:45 p.m. So I get into a taxi. When I got into the taxi, sometimes Entebbe does not have jam, but on that particular day there was too much jam. I think it was because they had just lifted the borders and some private cars, so there was too much jam. It actually took me like 2 hours to get to town, and at that time borders are not working, but I mean, we are Ugandans. So I reach in town. All taxis are like, we cannot go up maybe Normally when you're coming from Entebbe, it is either Chisenyi or it is either Chisenyi or maybe ShopRite. So I was thinking if this guy could drop me at ShopRite, that would do for me. But unfortunately, because from there I could go by taxi through Nakawa and then boom, I'm in Tinda. But this guy actually dropped me. These taxi guys actually didn't even reach ShopRite. They actually dropped us in Chisenyi. So I had to get, it was really still a little bit not so dark. So I got a boda and then the boda guy dropped me off at um, this place, these traffic lights that go to Nakawa, Ntinda, Manyagawat, all those areas. You know those traffic lights. That road is called Wajinja Road. So the border guy drops me at Ginger Road. At this time, it is dark already. It is past border curfew time. I'm not supposed to be working. So what I did, as I was moving, I was around Speak Apartments. I was around Speak Apartments. So I see the first border guy came. I was like, I'm going to Tinder. Like, you cannot, we are Ugandans, yeah, and they say curfews at this time, but you still walk. So that is what came into my mind. I mean, maybe it is not yet too late for us to be called or something. So I was like, okay, I got the first guy. The first guy actually told me he needed 9,000 Ugandan shillings to Ntinda. And I'm like, that is expensive. But we did not get time to bargain that much because it was already time. He was running from the security people. So another person comes and then I'm like, he actually told me 8. I told him I'm going to Ntinda, how much? He said 8. Then I said, no, I have 7. He's like, okay, get on, let's go. I was like, okay, this is a chance that I must not do what? I must not let go. So I hopped on the border, we drove. But around Speak at that time, there was a roadblock around there. So this guy, the first thing that put me off, this guy passed that roadblock like he did not care whether he had a passenger on or what. He just passed, and there were those roadblock things, and then he did not care whether anything happens or what. So the officer that was there actually threw a stone at us, just that we were over speeding, and the stone didn't actually hit us, but he threw the stone and it hit the border behind. I was seated, but it did not reach me. So we move around the road that goes to Lugogo. There's a Shell. So this guy stops at Shell and tells me he wants to take more paraffin, more, is it petrol? Yeah, more petrol. So I stand there, but in my mind, I'm not really trusting this guy, the way he passed the roadblock. I know, I mean, it was very late, but it was insane the way he passed the roadblock. So I was like, I'm not really feeling this guy. So what I did, I was wearing a dress. So I got my phone. Normally, these phone covers, when you put a phone, normally, Ugandans know we normally put money behind these phone covers and then you put a phone. So this is what I did. I got into my bag while we were still at Shell, and I had started getting second thoughts about this border guy. So I got in my bag I had like 170,000. So I got 100,000, placed it in the phone cover, put the phone back, and then secretly, should I say secretly, I got my phone and then I put it like SARS. So In my bag, I had a purse in my bag. So at this point, I have the dress for the mother to be, I have her shoes, I have everything that we had organized for her. I have my clothes, I have my bag, it has my clothes, it has my chargers, it has my money, it has my cards, it has my national ID, it has everything that you can think of. So I get this back, but I think the fact that they have been doing a lot of phone stealing from me, my heart was telling me to hide my phone. So that's what I did to my phone. Now, in that particular moment, as I'm trying to fidget around hiding my phone and getting some money out of the bag, this guy is on a phone and he's calling another person like, hey, pause, you have reached. Like, yes, it was like the other person was answering, you have reached. Okay, me, I'm going to pass through. We were on Lugogo Chadondo, that side. I'm going to pass here and then go through to Ntinda. There are some other villages, of course, between. There are some other routes between, but it was like he was directing him where we are going. But at that particular moment in time, it does not click that this person is trying to direct someone. He acted like he was waiting for someone, which person reached in the time when he had gotten another customer who is me. So he was trying to act like he's telling him, okay, let me first drop this customer here, so I'm going to use here, bichi, bichi, bichi. So I'm going to use here and there. I'm going to use this route and this route and this route. So nogayo mlala namugamba, I think on the phone, namugamba ndoze dachikanga ono nawulira conversation yono koza ono nga amugamba ebintu nga nze wembiwulira, you know. So namugamba ngenda kuyita wano erugogo then nviremu which place is that? I'm even forgetting those places. It's been a while. I went to Ntinda. So naita munda omwo, twayita munda mu Ntinda, what you should know. So we go through Ntinda, we go through, but at that moment we are still at Shell. So it was around, I think 7:20, 7:30, around there PM. So he finishes on the phone. He actually didn't even take the petrol that he had come to take. Then my heart is telling me, you know what, get off this border. Then another heart is telling me, when you get off this border, what else are you going to use? Because I was already in town, stuck somewhere. I don't even have any other, because if you know really Chadondo or that area, there are not these small lodges or accommodation or what. It's a worry, you know. You either go up to Ntinda or you, because even if I said I would maybe go back to Nakawa, you know, if I said I would go back to Nakawa, it would still be the same thing, you know. But again, that insight did not appear to me at that particular moment in time. It didn't appear. So we move. This guy starts the judge. We move. After moving, we reach. After moving, I kept telling him, because I knew all the routes to Ntinda, but of course there are small names. So I would be like, okay, tuite waneno, and then he's like, nede wali abasirikale. You know, then I'm like, okay, no, let's use this route. No, like there are security people there. I don't want my judge to get caught. But all the routes he's choosing are really dark. They're really dark. They are not no security lights on the road or anything. All the spots that he was choosing. So we moved through. We went through. Oh God, I'm forgetting this place in my head. But that place before you get to Ntinda, as you're going through, what is it called? But when you move inside, you come out of, there's another total. Actually, is it Sanyo Radio? Okay, I don't know where, if you guys know where there is this Indian Republic school there. So we moved and reached that gate of the Indian Republic School. It is an international school or something, or it is for Indians only, I don't know. But when you move through that road, it takes you up to, actually, it is, that total is between Bukoto and Tinda. Yeah, when you use that road, you come out from that total that is between, it is there. I would not say it is in Tinda and I would not say it is in Bukoto, but it is between there. But I knew we were going to get there. So this guy moves. Little did I know someone was following us behind. I did not say that because it was late and all I was up to is me reaching safely to Tinda. It is now around 7:45. So we move. Now as we were moving, and that if you know where that Republic School is, that Indian Republic School is, there's a route that goes up and then the other routes that go down like this. There's one that takes right and another one takes a left. So we were coming from down, there was a car coming from up. So this car gives us light, but again puts the indicator. Now, right there, everything happened in a second. In, should I even say microsecond? It happened in minutes, seconds. So as we were moving, this guy says, I think we are lost. I'm like, no, we are not lost. I know where we are. Just keep this road. So as he was trying to start the judge, I think he looked back and this car was giving us lights. When I looked back, I saw people behind me. And that's when this guy got off a judge and he's like, Madam Onasonyo Wanange Neiya in Uganda. Like, Madam Onasonyo Wanange Neiya. I'm like, what? So this other guy comes and then gets a panga. He had a panga in his shirt. He comes up, gets a panga, rubs it down, like, you know, that panga sound, and then he's like, where is your bag? Like, everything happened so fast. Like, where is your bag? And then he gave me a hot slap. I fell on the ground. He got my bag, asked me, where is the phone? Where is the rest of the money? I'm like, the money is in the bag, but they are stealing me. They have a panga. I'm alone. Guys, it was a terrifying situation. It was so terrifying because they had a panga that in case you refuse maybe to give them what they want, they would actually chop off your head, or they would actually kill you, or they would cut you into pieces. It was scary. It was terrible. So they're like, put your hands up. I'm like this, but remember I put my phone in my armpit. And at that point, I'm praying no one calls my phone because I had called a friend to actually book for me a room. So I was like, this person might call Minga. I'm all like, God help me such that nobody calls my phone. So they're like, where is your phone? Where is the money? What? I'm like, everything is in the bag. Everything is in the bag. So they got all the other paper bags that I had and then they turned them upside down. They picked whatever they want. But that was like around a minute or two. A minute, because it was really in a flash of time. So he paused me down and then I had a watch. So the watch actually was glittering. Then he pushed me the watch that was on my hand, glittered, and then was also gave me that when he came, got the watch off my hand, and they got onto their boda bodas and left. I ran, I knew the place, but I ran to places that I didn't even know. Guys should have seen me run. I ran like my life depended on it. I don't know, I couldn't even shout. I couldn't even do anything. I felt like, have you ever been in something and then you literally black out for a moment? You're in action, but again, you feel like you've blacked out. That is what happened to me. So luckily, given I was in that area, there were a lot of buildings and there were a lot of security personnel. So luckily enough, I land on one. I'm like, they've just stolen me. They've taken my bag. They've taken everything that I have. Then he's like, okay, first sit down, because I was sweating. I was from running. I was everything that you could think of in that particular moment. I was terrified. He actually told me to sit, but I could be like, oh, even if maybe these ones also are not even good people. But again, I'm like, okay, I didn't know what to do at that time. So what I did, I sat there for like 30 minutes. Then I remembered I still had my phone. So I think I was crying. I think I was crying. That's when I touched myself to, I was kind of like trying to feel myself if I'm still really alive or something. So I get my phone and I'm like, okay. So what I first did, I called my bank people. Thank God they blocked all my ATM cards. And then I called my friend at that particular moment, because I had calmed down after like 30 minutes. I had calmed down. So people advised here, do this, because all the security persons at that around that area gathered to check me out. So uh, they told me, okay, do this, do that. Do you have anyone that you can call? Then I remembered my friend. Luckily, that friend of mine was a boy. So I called him and I'm like, you know what? Banzivye. He's like, are you serious? Actually, I first called him Nemugamba Banzivye, but luckily enough, I had hidden my phone. That's how it has survived. He's like, where are you? I couldn't even tell where I am. But after like an hour's time, I called him again and directed him where I was. Then he actually he came. He had a car, but he told me all the cars that were at home were taken. I'm like, okay, please find something that you can use to get me out of here. I'm really terrified. I cannot trust anybody right now. So he asked me, what did they take? And then I'm like, they've taken my cards, they've taken everything, because everything was in my purse. So he tells me, okay, have you tried to maybe call a Centenary for them to block the card? Also call DFCO, because these are the banks that I work with. So I called all those banks, and luckily enough, my cards were disabled, but it was really, really a terrifying story. So there's no part two to this, and I survived. Nothing bad happened to me, but it was dangerous after quarantine. It was really dangerous. I really thank God for my life, because I've gone through a lot of life testing things. First I got this accident, so I've been into a lot of life threatening things, but this was what worth sharing, because thinking of death right there in a minute, in a flash of time, was horrible. It was horrible. So guys, like this video, subscribe to the channel. Let's hook up more on storytelling. It's been Glosh with this video. I love you so much. Those who have subscribed, please like, viewer, and subscribe. Thank you. Peace.